Well, gracious greetings, St. Stephen family and guests. Welcome to another edition of Living Water for a Thirsty Thursday. We've been talking about the 7 deadly sins, and today we want to talk about envy. The takeaways today prayerfully will be that will help us to see how envy is affected by overlooking things, overshadowing things, and overestimating things. I want to start a little different as well with a testimony about myself. I remember when I was a new pilot in the Air Force and I was coming back from lunch and I was coming into the squadron, and this car came up behind me that we entered into the gate together and followed me to the squadron, came up behind me and said, "Hey, can I say something to you real quick?" And I said, "Of course." Turned around. He says, I couldn't help but point out, he says, as a black man, to notice another black man that you were driving in the gate, you have this sports car, and then I see you pull into the squadron and you're a pilot. You just have all of this going on, and I just wanted to acknowledge your success. And, you know, I said to him, "Yeah, but I'm not flying an F-15. That was the dream plane for me to fly." And we both laughed. But right after that, I was convicted, because even though we laughed, I knew I was a little bit serious. I knew that I was envying everyone else that flew an F-15, that I knew that I was overlooking the blessing that I had in flying this plane right here, a KC-135R. I knew that I had allowed my own desires to overshadow, even so that I couldn't really see the blessings that I had. And I know that I'm overestimating a different airplane and what that experience would be versus what the Lord had already blessed me with. And so the scripture reading that I want to share comes from the 5th chapter of Galatians. And just wanted to read this 26th verse, and it says, "Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another." And the reason I selected this verse is because, remember, we talked about the fruit of the Spirit that's just above this in the 22nd verse, and how important it is for us to walk in the Spirit so that we don't fulfill the lust and the desires of the flesh. And then the chapter closes out that says, "Let us not be desirous of empty glory," meaning wanting to serve God, wanting to honor God from an empty place, from a place that isn't meaningful, from a place that isn't effective, from a place that isn't heartfelt. And then it says, "Don't provoke other people to do wrong or to do evil," and then envying one another. And this word envy, different from jealousy, as we know, but envying is really about what other people have. Jealousy, a lot of times, like we said last week, is typically about what I have more so. Of course, there's overlap there, but for the most part, I'm jealous when you're going to have what I also have and we have to share. I'm envious of when you have it, but I don't have it. And I really do want it. And so envy can be one of those things that it puts us in this place where we actually overlook. And overlook means we're seeing, but as we see it, we're also missing what we have. And so it's overlooking what we do have by seeing what we don't have. So not a good place to be. And if we're not careful, it'll pull us into a trap that we really are ungrateful and unappreciative for the blessings God has bestowed upon us. Overshadowing is literally when we're kind of trying to see, but it's covered by something. It's covered by something within us. It's covered by something we feel like we should be doing, or it's covered by something that we've made a mistake on in the past. In essence, we're distracted by something. And so we're not able to embrace the blessings that we have because we're looking at either mistakes that we've made or the blessings that someone else has, and it overshadows what we have. And then lastly, overestimation. Envy is one of those things that looks over there and says, theirs obviously is better. Their life is better. Their health is better. Their spouse is better. Their children are better. Everything about their life is better. And if I just had that, then Lord knows I would be better. But it's an overestimation. All of us have heard that saying, the grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener, what? Where you water it. Our former pastor used to always say that, remember this, when you're looking on the other side and the grass looks greener, it's probably astroturf. But nonetheless, the thing is not to get duped or not to be tricked by what's over there being better than what you have. Believe me, you are blessed where you are. And here's the kicker. Somebody is looking at you and overestimating. Somebody is looking at you and it's causing them to be overshadowed. Somebody is looking at you that is overlooking as well. So just know God has blessed you right where you are. I want to close out with just a couple of verses in Proverbs 24 that speak to this as well. The 19th and 20th verse, it says, "Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. For thee shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. There shall be no reward for that evil man. Their candle will be put out." There is no reason to envy somebody that's doing wrong. And there's no reason to envy somebody that's doing right. The thing is, for whatever reason, believers, we seem to think that somebody that's over being an alcoholic and getting drunk and partying is something that we're missing out on. That when somebody is being a philanderer or somebody is with all of these different women, that somehow we're missing out. That when someone has an inordinate amount of money and they are mismanaging it and being careless and doing these things with money, that we are somehow missing out. It is saying, don't be desirous. Don't be envious of people that are, in essence, ruining their lives. Don't allow that to cause you to overlook the blessings that you have to walk in the Spirit. Don't allow that to overshadow the peace that God is able to give you. Don't allow that to trick you and overestimate that, to think that that is going to be better in leading you to hell than a street paved with gold in heaven. Well, prayerfully, this has helped you as you continue to walk through these 7 deadly sins, especially in the area of envy. Continue to make God proud in all you say, think, and do. Tune in next week as we continue this journey and we are talking about having some wrath of God.